Hey everybody, Chris Rains with Bullhorn Media here with some more digital advertising talk. And today I want to talk about this concept of little hinges swinging big doors. Now, anytime you're trying to affect a system, whether it's a digital advertising system or even manufacturing system or some other system, there's always a number of things that you can do to affect that system. These are inputs. And then there's outputs, or the thing that you're after. And the inputs are almost always asymmetrical. And what I mean by that is every input is not created equal. You could spend X number of dollars or X number of hours on one input, and you might get one result, but you might be able to spend half the time or half the money on another input and get the same result, or even double the result. Or you might have to spend double on yet another input to get the same result. So the idea here is anytime you're looking to affect a system is to find the biggest area of impact that requires the least amount of effort and then tackle that first, because we're always limited with money, we're always limited with time. So it's prudent to figure out what the best use of that is going to be. And I kind of made a little Excel sheet or a Google Docs or Google sheet here to illustrate that. And I want to go over to the computer and show you what I mean by this. Okay, so here we have, this is basically a fictional e-commerce store. So what I have over here is all of the measurable elements we have. So this is how much we're spending. This is the number of landing page views we have, add to carts, checkout, purchase. And all of this data is related to this. So you can see we've got landing page to add to cart rate at 5%. So if you watch the numbers on the left, if we change this, everything else changed. So I've got them kind of linked up so that they'll change in tandem. And what I want to illustrate here is kind of looking at things as a whole system instead of looking at just, say, your ad account. So an example of here would be if you're running Facebook ads, if this is the top level here, the spend here, in order to get landing page views, looking beyond just the ad account to see where things might be falling off or faltering. So, and the way you do that is you look at these metrics that you have and see which ones are the most far removed from what they should be. And this sometimes will take a little bit of research to see what's possible and what the industry norms are and what you can expect realistically. And so the idea is look at all these and then see what is the most far off from what a realistic return should be, and then go after that first. So let's go over these one by one. I'll kind of show you what I mean. So here we've got factors we can impact, and over here we've got how to impact those factors. So let's look at cost per landing page view. This is a function of cost per 1,000 impressions and click-through rate. So Facebook, if we're just using Facebook as an example here, Facebook is going to give you a lower CPM if it thinks your ads are more relevant, or they're getting more engagement, more likes, more shares, people are viewing your videos more, etc. And so that's going to drive your cost per landing page view and cost per click down. And if you make your ads more noticeable, more attractive, more people are going to click them, which is going to also drive your cost per landing page view down. So right in this system, we've got this at 55. Our landing page to add to cart rate, we've got it at 5%, which gives us 455 add to carts for the given spend. We've got add to cart to checkout at 65, checkout to purchase 70, and then our average order value at 25, and that gives us a revenue of 5,170 for a spend of 5,000. So obviously this is not profitable at all. Our return on ad spend is 1.03, and our profit is 170, and that's before cost of goods sold, so we're probably upside down here. So in looking at this, I'm just going to kind of input data that I know to be roughly true and tell you what I would do to affect this system overall. So let's start with cost per landing page view. This is 55 cents. I know from running ads on Facebook that this is a really good cost per landing page view. Can you get it lower? Sure, you can get it lower, but you're not going to get it much lower. It's a very competitive auction, and especially if you're optimizing for the conversion objective, you're just not going to get much lower than that. This is really good. This means your ads are doing really good. So if you're not profitable at this level with this cost per landing page view, this tells me that this is not where your problem is. So let's move on down. Landing page to add to cart rate. So I know from industry data that 4 to 5% is around average for cold traffic. It goes a little bit higher if you're in something like beauty products and things like that. Those are more like 6 to 7%. But for regular products, run-of-the-mill products that are outside of that, 5% is pretty good. So this tells me that this is not where we should apply our efforts. Because again, we could apply a massive amount of effort, but we can only expect a small amount of change because we're already at a really good place here based on what the industry average is. Okay, so let's go to add to cart to checkout. We are at 65% here. So this is kind of normal. A lot of people add to cart because they're just kind of shopping around and they're, a lot of people add to cart that aren't really serious about buying at that given point in time. Let's move on in here, checkout to purchase. So if they've initiated checkout and given you their credit card info and they haven't purchased, there's a few things you can do here. So 75%, I think this could be improved in this scenario. So let's see how you could do that. You could introduce more trust signals on the checkout page. You could eliminate leaks. Maybe there's leaks in the top header that people are escaping to. Or maybe you could even do email cart abandonment or better retargeting, dynamic retargeting on Facebook to get people back to that purchase event that you're after. So those are 3 things you can do there to kind of raise this up. But when I look at this entire system, here's what sticks out to me. If your average order value is $25, so it's really, really hard to be profitable on the front end here if you're looking at a $25 average cart value. So the way that you can affect this is upsells. If you have related products that go well together, you can offer the shopper a one-time offer at the point of checkout that bumps their order, upgrades their order. So, and you can also build, and this is kind of a different subject, but if you're doing e-com on Facebook, you should not be looking at, you should know your numbers enough to know what this should be lifetime value, lifetime value right here, instead of average purchase. Because if you have a proper email channel set up post-purchase, you're going to want to get additional purchases out of each given visitor. So you should actually be looking at lifetime value here. But let's just change it to order value. And let's see if we can implement things that just bump this by 5%, checkout to purchase. So maybe we're doing trust signals, maybe we're doing cart abandonment email, we're doing on the retargeting side, opening up more retargeting channels, etc. So maybe let's change this to 75. So let's remember before we were at what? 170 profit. So let's change this to 75. And let's also say that our average order value, that we're going to raise that through all the other products we're offering to 35 instead of 25. So look what this does to our system. It raises our profit here by around $2,000 just by little nudges on these 2 categories. And we chose those categories because those were the easiest ones in terms of input versus output. Could we have applied that to cost per landing page view by trying to go after more audiences, better ads, more relevant ads, more videos? We could have, but again, the same amount of effort, it would have taken so much effort to get that just from the 90% to 95% in scale of excellence or whatever. It would have taken so much effort to get that to the next level. The effort, the finite amount of resources and time and budget is better spent on those lower funnel, those add to average cart value, lifetime value, and what was the other one? Checkout to purchase. So I just want to show that to you to kind of get you thinking about, and this is something I've just recently been able to do in terms of thinking about things from the entire system standpoint. And so if you're running ads for a given objective and it's not working, or it's not working at the cost per lead or cost per acquisition that you want, it might not be the problem with the ad or the audience. It might be the post-click experience or even the sales experience that happens after the lead comes in. So all that to say, overall principle, small hinges will swing big doors. So anytime you're looking to affect a system, an advertising system, look for that small hinge first, because that's going to be your quickest and easiest win. All right, thanks for watching.